Okay guys, so in this video let's go ahead and replace this generic loading message over here and replace it with a actual SVG loader, such that it will look realistic, where you have actually seen in real world applications. If anything is loading, they display a spinner, right? So let's go ahead and do that. And also we will be replacing this with a toast message, such that if there is any error or anything went wrong, so it will show us a message, or if anything like went right also, we can just show a success message like that. All right, so let's go to Google and just search for spinner SVG. So you get a GitHub link over here, so that we have various SVG spinners. We can just select one among them. So you can just see the preview over here, and also we can just copy the CSS and then paste it in our directory. All right, so I guess I'll be picking up this one. This looks good, and let's copy the code. Okay, so this is a spinner. You can just see, you can have a look at the preview. Okay, so let's copy the code. Okay, so we can just click on copy and go to our project, and inside components I'm going to create a file called spinner.jsx. all right, and here let's create a function like that, and let's paste in the code that we copied. All right, and here it seems like there's some mismatch between JSX and actual HTML. So let's go ahead and fix that. So let's paste in here, and I'll just tell you the actual difference. All right, so let's just paste it here, and the only difference is here we have this written inside a template string and within brackets. Okay, so that's how we need to write in JSX. Okay, so this is plain old HTML, so we just need to replace this and write it inside backticks. Okay, let's go ahead and replace this with that, and okay, so there we go. So you can also tweak in the settings of this SVG file. So we can also increase the width and height. So I've set this to 96 pixel. Okay, so you can just increase or decrease that, and also you can add in some more classes, like if you want to display it wherever you want, you can use the absolute or the relative methods in CSS. Okay, properties in CSS. So like that we can just do it. So I'm just going to stick with the defaults. All right, and now let's go ahead and import that in our home screen as well as product screen. Okay, so import spinner from dot slash, okay, so it's one directory above, component slash spinner. All right, now let's go ahead and you know what, what I can just do is I can just write an if else condition here. So if is loading, okay, then I want to return this spinner component. Okay, just like that, and let's do the same for is error. Okay, so actually let's do that later. Okay, so actually this so we can just do that like that, and also we'll do the same for if there's any error. Okay, so we'll be displaying the toast messages. So for the timing, let's go ahead and test this if it is actually working. So before that, let me just get rid of this. Okay, so let's start our server. So one small correction, we just need to return the spinner. Okay, so if it is loading, then it will show the spinner component, else it will go ahead and return the JSX. All right, so let's go ahead and test this. You can just see we have the spinner over there for a flash of a second. Okay, so let's test this in a slow internet connection. So what you can just do is, whenever you want to test the loading state, okay, or you can just go to your to network, and then you can just throttle to slow 3G. All right, so now if I refresh this, you can just, okay, let me just bring this down, it's not letting me. All right, now let me just refresh this. You can see now the spinner is working fine, and yeah, now everything is working just fine. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's bring our flash messages, that is React Toastify. so that if there's any error in our application, it can just show it over there. Not in our application, like if anything went wrong, like if the user types in wrong credentials, or if the password is invalid, something like that, it should show a message like password is invalid or something like that. All right, so for that, let's go to there's a popular package called React Toastify, and it has got a large number of downloads. You can see over here. What we just need to do is we just need to install this React Toastify and then import it in our working directory. All right, so let's do that. So now let's install that package. Let us stop the server and make sure you are in the client directory. Okay, that is the front end, and there you can go ahead and install React dash Toastify. All right, so let's wait for it. Now let's turn back our server. All right, so it gives us clear cut instructions like on how to use actually. Okay, like we just need to import the css file and also the toast container. Okay, that is which within our root of our application. Okay, over there we can actually add in the toast toast container like this. Like we have created app.jsx, right? So which will spread across different components. So this is the root, so we can just go ahead and put that in. All right, so I'm just going to copy this. Okay, now let's go to our app.jsx, and let's first of all import that. And yeah, so that's imported, and here let's put out the toast container just like that. And whenever we want to display any toast messages, right, so we can just say like toast dot success, which will give you a green color message saying that everything went well. Okay, so anything, okay, like that. So if there is any error, okay, so I can just replace this with error and display any message like invalid credentials or something like that. All right, so that's how it works. So let's go ahead and do that for our home screen component. So if there is any error, if error, okay, then we can just go ahead and say toast dot error, and then like type in our message. All right, so we can say if there is any error, then grab the data and then message. So if there is just the error, then just show the error. All right, just like that. And let's test this. So let's go here and let's purposely create an error. Okay, so since like there is an actual error. Okay, let's have a look. So actually I just turned the server on in my client side but not on my server side, so my bad. Let's go back one directory and let's run both the front end and back end. So there we go, we have everything nice and working. And don't forget to turn back this to no throttling. All right, so let's go ahead and purposely now create an error. So we can go to our backend, and there within our controllers we can actually create an error. Okay, let's say uh, throw new error. Okay, with any message like something went wrong. Okay, so let's have a look. So let's refresh. Okay, so we don't see the toast message for some reason. So let's refresh once again and see. Yeah, there we go, we have the toast message like this. So something went wrong, so this is an error message. So we can also customize that based on the properties that React Toastify gives us, like success or warning or something like that. All right, so now let's do the same for the product screen. So I'm just going to copy these imports. Okay, so let's go to our product screen, let's paste that in. And now let's instead of like returning just like how we did in a home screen. All right, so we can just do it because we need the back button, otherwise the back button itself will go off. So if there's anything wrong, so if it is taking a long time to fetch, so we just need the back button, right? So we can just replace this, or we can do it just like we have done in the home screen. So we do not have any back buttons in our home screen. So I'm just going to replace this with the spinner. Okay, so you can just do anyways, so it's nothing wrong. So we have done that, and also we are going to get rid of this and say toast dot error. Okay, and then we are going to display this. All right, so let's get rid of this. Yeah, okay, seems like there's an error. Okay, no, it's fine. Okay, still there's an error. Okay, we need to get rid of this. Right, so that's done, and now we can test this by going to product controller, and let's say if there is no product, we can, or we can just throw in an error here itself. So throw new error. Oops. Okay, and we can just say again something went wrong. Okay, so let's test this. You can just click on any of the product. Okay, let's refresh. You can just see something went wrong. All right, so we are done with that. Everything's working fine. So let's remove this. Okay, so now we are back to working. So that's it for this video, guys. So I'll see you in the next one.